feel like shit, I crave soup. Very specific soups, either an udon or a wonton noodle soup. Today is going to be a wonton noodle soup. I'm gonna make my version of a Chinese barbecue style pork using gochujang, my favorite, frozen dumplings, some Shanghai bok choy, enoki mushroom, and some bird's eye chilies. This gets me every single time. It's comforting, so let's make it. I'm going to show you how to make a very simple sauce to marinate your pork tenderloin in. Making sauces is probably one of the things I love to do the most because they're so easy. You don't need to overcomplicate it, and it helps you use up these condiments that are in your fridge. So I have some hoisin with some gochujang, which is a spicy fermented chili paste, Korean chili paste, some seasoned rice wine vinegar for some added heat, some chili garlic sauce, and some soy sauce, and a little bit of Shaoxing wine. Making a sauce is all about sort of balance of flavors, especially when it comes to like a barbecue sauce or like a marinade. You want to have, depending on what it is, but if we're doing a sweet one, you want to have a good balance between sweet, salty, and acidic. So I eyeball everything and you taste as you go, but your base is going to be the hoisin sauce. So since I'm using this for one small tenderloin, about half a cup, and then taste as you go. You might have to make some adjustments just based on what your palate is saying. Gochujang, and add in about a quarter cup of the gochujang, a splash of soy sauce, about a tablespoon and a half, and some rice wine vinegar. I'm just gonna do a splash. And then my dad had a huge bottle of Shaoxing cooking wine, so he gave me some. So I'm just gonna add in about a tablespoon of that. Now, before I add in the chili garlic sauce, I'm just gonna give this a mix and see how everything tastes. So give this, that's pretty damn good. I'm gonna add a little bit of this, probably adding another tablespoon or so. We're gonna marinate our pork in this lily sauce. We're gonna reserve some of it because as we cook our pork tenderloin, we're gonna baste it. So you take your sauce and you can use a nice little brush, baste it. I like to get my hands in there. I'm gonna let this marinate in the fridge for at least an hour. I'm gonna throw it in a 400-degree oven, roast for 20 minutes, flip it over, roast it again for another 20 minutes, and let it rest. While you're letting it rest, you're gonna make your soup. Here's my soup. I used chicken stock. I had some homemade, but buy store-bought. Buy bone broth for more protein. I added in a bird's eye chili, a little slice of ginger, and that is some basil. I also added in a little bit of soy sauce, and I let that simmer. So that is the base of our soup. Here is the pork out of the oven. So I actually increased the temperature because it wasn't browning as much as I would have liked, but you can see it's got some nice caramelization on there. So I'm gonna let that rest, and then we're gonna slice it thin, and that's gonna go on top of our soup. And this is what's gonna go into the soup at sort of the last minute. So I have some enoki mushrooms, little cute baby bok choy that I just kind of separated into leaves. I have some cilantro, bird's eye chili. I like my things spicy, so if you don't like spice, do not add that. And these are the dumplings that I'm using. So I'm just doing one serving tonight, so I'll probably put 4 in because I'm gonna be adding in some noodles. This is like a noodle wonton soup. I'm gonna take a few out, do a quick blanch on them, and then put them in a bowl, and then I'm gonna top my delicious soup with them. Once you're ready to assemble your soup, bring your broth to a boil, add your dumplings, cook those for about 7 to 8 minutes, add your vegetables, cook those for just a few minutes. Here's the pork tenderloin, slicing it really thin. Little taste test, it was delicious. And here is the final product. I put the noodles at the bottom of the bowl, added some broth with the dumplings and vegetables,
And on here I have some soy sauce eggs, which I'll show you the recipe for. But here's the final product. Enjoy.